Hello friends, Lee here from Tabletop Bong. Thanks for joining me. In this video, I thought I'd show you guys what I'm doing to vape concentrates on the go. It's summertime, the weather is nice and warm, I am out and about as much as possible. I don't always want to take a dry herb vape with me. Sometimes I want something just a little more convenient, a little faster, something a little harder hitting. But I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like messing around with vape cartridges that are messy and clog and just don't work right. I like to pick the concentrate that I want, and I want it in a quality device. So here in Canada, you can go to the dispensary, like you can in many places, and they have some pre-made, right? Like ready to rock. I don't love these though. They're okay, but I don't love them. I find that they're not set up quite right, or they're inconsistent depending on what the concentrate is that's going inside the device. So what I did is I did a little bit of research, right? Come on guys, you know me, right? Like, this is my thing. I want to know about stuff. I'm a curious person. So I wanted to find out, number one, what's out there? What can I do to get a better experience than just a standard 510 vape cart? I really have struggled with those in the past, quite honestly, with the clogging and the mess, and maybe I'm just not very good with them. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I've just never really found my stride or my zen spot with the 510 vape carts. But I sure love a pod vape. So I did some research and I wanted to find out, number one, who's got the best technology out there, or top level technology, let's say. I don't want to ever say anything is the best, because that's always subjective. It's an opinion based thing saying the best. But what I wanted a pod system that was a little bit higher quality, something that offered a really fast heating coil system, right? Because I don't like the clog. That's my thing. I don't like that feeling, right, when I'm using it. So there's a company called TranSpring, and they've been around for a long time. They have, I'm going to tell you what, if you vape cartridges or 510 carts, you've probably had one of their products. Believe me, they're everywhere. So they created a technology that is a ceramic coil that really reacts very quickly. So I like to use a thicker oil. What I like to do, I'm just going to be completely honest, and this is going to be so Gen X of me to say this, but I like to know exactly what's in my vape cart. I'm a little bit suspicious sometimes. I want to know what concentrate's going in there. I want to know that it's a good quality product before I vape it, right? It's just the way I am, and I know it sounds a bit finicky, but I have to be honest, that's the way I roll. So I did the research, I found TranSpring, and I reached out to them. And I'll tell you what, I was really surprised at how accommodating they were with the amount of questions that I asked about things. Like, I'm a little bit annoying, I think, when I want to know stuff. I just keep going and keep going. But the key things that I wanted to understand was, did they have a device that would be almost like pretty much guaranteed clog-free in a pod system? And they told me about this Zephyr. And I said, okay, that's cool. And they said, another really great one that they've had tons and tons of success with is this Canamate Peak, it's called. Right? Peak, yes. So she offered to send me a sample of each so that I could play around with it, along with this reader. And what this reader does is it allows me to just change the heating a little bit, and to authenticate the vape cartridge, or the vape setup, right? To make sure that it's actually authentic, that it's not a counterfeit product, which I thought was kind of cool. Because, these things could be super handy if you have a really high quality concentrate and you want a device to match it. And especially like if you're in wholesale or something and you're filling these yourself, these things are awesome. So the key thing with this Zephyr and what I love about this, okay, so you see the bottom, it's a USB-C, but this is more than a charging port. This is a button. So you tap it 5 times to turn it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this sucker has the coolest function. If I tap this 4 times, it's going to do a 15-second preheat before I draw on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you see the light, it's indicating that preheat. So now for 15 seconds, this coil, it's a ceramic coil in here, is preheating this lovely honey oil. Speaking of Gen X, this is such a throwback for me. Just huge, huge puffs. I'll just turn that off. It's like a 300 milliamp battery, right? Like, this thing will keep you going all day. And with that preheat on this Zephyr, I was like, come on, this thing is super cool. And I filled this one up with the same honey oil. And I'm telling you what, I grew up with honey oil and hash, right? That was what was around more than dry herb back when I was a kid. So I have a real soft spot for the honey oil. And like, it was, if you got honey oil when I was a kid, man, that was like the lucky day. There was lots of black oil around, and there was lots of cherry oil around, but the honey oil, that was the special stuff. And when I can pick it up now, I am super, super excited about it. So being able to put it into a pod system like this, which is super incognito too, I want to point that out, right? Like, this looks very much the exact same as many nicotine vapes do. So if you're in a place of prohibition, these are great. These are super incognito. And then this one has a button that you press instead of, you know, preheating and the direct inhale here. We have a button on this Canimate Peak. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you what. You're going to turn it on first. So there we go. 5 clicks and we'll turn it on. And now it's actually going to work. Just robust amounts of clouds coming off of that. And this, what I'm getting is, I'm just getting these syringes like this, right? These glass syringes filled with the honey oil, and I'm dropping them right in here. So if I take the same type of draw with this one that comes from the dispensary pre-filled, I don't get anywhere near as much vapor, and it makes me want to cough. That's what I love about these TranSpring pod system. They really give you a very thick, flavorful vapor. It really allows you to take advantage, full advantage of the concentrate that you've put inside the device, right? Like, that's an important thing. You're getting this great flavored, all these terpenes, and then if it's making you choke because the temperature settings aren't right, or it's just not a great quality device, what did I do there? I turned it off. That's what I did. Yeah, I'm clearly technologically challenged today. But these TranSpring pod vapes, they're seriously cool. And honestly, if you guys, if you're in the business at all of filling these things with your own liquid or something that, you know, you're wholesaling or you're selling, these are... check out their website. I'll put a link in the description. I'm not an affiliate. You know, I dug into this topic because it was important to me to understand how I could truly enjoy a vape pod, right? Like the 510 carts, not my favorite. I got frustrated with them. So I dug in and I figured this out. And these two devices, they make me so happy to use. And, you know, you can go onto their website and you can order directly from them and you can get them in like a 10-pack or whatever. And they're not really all that expensive at all. I think a 10-pack is maybe around $50 or something like that. I can't remember. I think, yeah, you know what? Don't quote me on that. I think I saw it was $42 Canadian for 10, and then you had to buy the pods on top of it for a couple of bucks each or something. So, I mean, really at the end of the day, you're going to spend $5 or $6 on one of these, and you're going to fill them with a full mil syringe, or, you know, whatever it is you choose to put in them. And then they have the USB-C charging, which is fabulous, right? It's not the micro USB. Those are outdated now, right? They're not... Most people don't have those cords kicking around now. Everything's USB-C, so it's nice to have these devices fall right in line with what's current in the market, right? I don't love using old technology just because it's cheaper. It makes me wonder what other components in a device, you know, have they cut corners on. When you get all the best ceramic heating element, USB-C, you know, preheat ability in these little pod vapes that are disposable, it's unbelievable. So what I have found with this is I absolutely enjoy the concentrate experience so much more. And it's brought the beauty of the honey oil back into my life, you know, many, many years later. So for that, I'm truly grateful. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to take a few minutes and show you what I was doing with these TranSpring pod vapes, and let you know why I think they're actually a really good investment if you're into vapes, into vape cartridges, right? Like if vape carts are your deal, definitely it makes sense. Like with a dry herb vape, you want to have a good device. You want to know that it's the most efficient delivery system, right? And that's what I researched, and that's what I found with these TranSprings. And when I got the devices and tested them, it absolutely held true. So I'll put a link in the description if you guys want to check it out anyway. And like I said, I'm not an affiliate. I don't get anything out of you buying them. I'm just sharing the information that I found along the way. All right, until next time, thanks very much for watching. Take care.